Hey guys, what's up? It is the Rookie Revolution, and we are back, and today we are going to be continuing our video of ranking the best rookie performances from each season of the challenge. Today we're going to be looking at season 16 to 25. I really hope you all enjoy, and thank you for all the likes and subscribes for my last video. It all meant the world to me, and I hope that you guys can continue this, and hit that subscribe button, everybody. I really appreciate it, and I really hope you enjoy this video. Let's get right into it. Starting with season 16 called The Island, I have an underrated male and a strong female. First, I have to go with Dunbar. Listen, Dunbar is super underrated in this game. People like to rag on him for being not good and a waste of space, but I enjoyed him on this show. Let me put it this way, I do not think he is amazing, but I do think he gets a bad rep. He has won before and was always an above average performer. Let's get into his rookie season. On the island, the veterans automatically put Dunbar under their wing, which was crazy, and it made Dunbar love enemies who were jealous like Tyree.
Honest rivalry is based off of me kind of being salty about him getting a pass as a rookie.
The vets looked at him as one of the strongest males on the show just by looking at him, and Abram literally just handed him his key. But that's not to say he didn't deserve it or earn it. He did win Paula her key, which people like to forget. It's just pretty incredible that people looked at him and just automatically put him in the strongest alliance, and assumed he was good at that. Dunbar had an awful attitude, but he did provide funny commentary. Dunbar ended up getting his key taken away right before the final, but all in all, I think this was an incredibly underrated rookie season. For the girls, it is obviously Kellyanne. Listen, I am not a Kellyanne fan in any way, but you cannot deny her strength physically and mentally. She took no crap, and it was amazing to watch. First of all, let me just say, she surprised and impressed everybody winning the rack face-off challenge. She was not afraid with anyone, and made friends with the strongest female competitor. All in all, strong rookies this season. For the Duel 2, we have, in my opinion, possibly the best female rookie of all time, and the funniest male rookie ever. For the males, we have Isaac Stout. He is a character. Let's be real, he has no athletic ability, but the guy is entertaining. I honestly have never laughed at anyone more than I have at Isaac. Isaac literally called out the strongest male competitor for cutting his toenail. Yes, you heard me right, for cutting his toenail. That is insane. Obviously he lost.
I've been growing out my toenails for about 4 months now, and Landon cut them off. He cut them off in cold blood.
Isaac.
Come on, Lando.
Brittany was the best or second best one-hit wonder I have ever seen on this show. And you guys will see who the other person I'm talking about a little later on. Brittany killed the game politically and physically, where she won 3 challenges and 2 eliminations. She also made friends with the strongest male in the game, which gave her a spot in the majority alliance that ran the game the whole season. Brittany ended up making the final and ultimately finished in 2nd place, and that was the last we ever saw of this legend. For the Ruins, we have no guys even worthy of this list because, I am sorry, but I am just not going to give Chet any praise. But we do have an outstanding female rookie performance, and who became a show staple, Sarah Rice. Sarah came in this season guns blazing and used her social skills to quickly make connections that would allow her to adapt to the conditions. Sarah did unfortunately get bullied a little bit, but if anything she just used it as fuel to her fire and proved everyone who said she could not do it wrong. She took out heavyweights and got 2nd place in a team that was at a very heavy disadvantage. But even then, she still gave the other team a run for their money and just honestly killed this season. I think Sarah should always look back at this season and be proud. For Fresh Meat 2, the female choice is obvious, but the males are a bit harder because, in my personal opinion, there are 2 very strong rookie males this season who were amazing. For the males, I narrowed it down to Noor and Pete, and after lots of consideration and back and forth, I finally settled on Pete. Noor is more heavily talked about than Pete, but if you look at pure performance, you cannot deny Pete was the standout male rookie of this season. Pete was an amazing performer who go into lots of flings, lots of fights over potatoes. Pete is another person I am really upset never came back for another season. But if you are at all curious of what he is up to today, go check out Mike Lewis's podcast with him. For the ladies, it could not be anyone other than Laurel. Have we ever had a rookie as physically imposing? Laurel won 5 challenges and 1 elimination and scared the other girls to death. I cannot say enough good things about Laurel's rookie season, and the stats speak for themselves. Cutthroat is another interesting season for rookies, because once again, we have an obvious female, but no worthy males. I do not think Ty deserves the male spot, and as TJ once said,
This ain't a charity, girls.
And no one else does either, so once again, I will be skipping to the females. And it's obviously Emily, but there's still not really much to say. She is one of the top females of all time, but is pretty boring otherwise. She did nothing too notable except just be an amazing performer, and have boring drama with Ty. I think she deserves this award, but there is not much else to really say about Emily in Cutthroat. But in her other seasons, there is a whole lot to say. But that's for a whole other video. Rivals 1, aka my favorite season of all time. I should not have said that yet. Whoops. Well, the standout male rookie is obviously Adam Royer. I mean, the guy is undefeated in dailies, and the GOAT once said, "Don't call me a guy, Ty." No, but in all seriousness, for the guys, it was between Mike and Leroy, and I thought so hard about it, and I decided on Mike for a few reasons. First, Mike was a different kind of rookie. Usually rookies come in all buffed up and ready for the physical component of the game, but people forget about the mental aspect. Mike might be the smartest person to ever do this show, and people were so intimidated by his intelligence that they kept him out of eliminations just in fear that it would be a puzzle. Leroy also said that if it was not for Mike, he would have left the game way earlier than he did. Mike was a breath of fresh air on the show and ended up in 3rd place. For the females, my only 2 options were Jasmine and Jonna, and honestly, neither of them are great options, but for pure entertainment, I went with Jasmine. I do not think that there has ever been anyone as entertaining as Jasmine. Jasmine, also while not being as physically imposing as some other girls, had more heart than anyone. Jasmine is gold, and her heart was pure, so for that reason, she gets this award. Battle of the Exes had a lack of rookies, and my only options are Nate or Dustin, and Heather or Priscilla. I am a big Dustin fan, and I am not going to give it to Butterfeet Nate, so Dustin gets it by default. And does anyone even remember Priscilla? Obviously it's Heather. And they were partners, so I'm just going to group them together. Dustin and Heather were actually really good performers and surprised vets by their performances. They integrated themselves in the house well and looked to go deep in the season. Unfortunately, Dustin fell down the stairs and cut his knee, so he was medically DQ'd, which was pretty disappointing because they had potential as a team. But other than that, there's not really much to say about the rookies this season. Now, onto a season with a majority of rookies, and the most interesting season we ever had, and that is Battle of the Seasons. Battle of the Seasons is weird because you either love it or hate it, and I lean more towards the hate. Let's get into the females first. I had so many good options like Ashley, Sam, Devin, Marie, Nanny, and Jemmy, and some not so good options like Lacey, Mackenzie, and Laura. But in the end, I went with Marie. Marie, on her rookie season, was a great performer and got into heavy drama. Let me start by saying, she beat Cara Maria in a wrestling match, and beat Nanny in an endurance elimination. Marie also really impressed everyone in her rookie season when she brought every single component of the game to use, with her physical, mental, and political skills. Marie was a standout female rookie for this season, so let's move on to the males. Obviously, we have some really good options, but there's still a lot to consider, and the names we have to consider are Preston, Trey, Knight, Rob, Zach, and Frank. And this one, in my opinion, is much harder, because for me, I can obviously remove Trey, Rob, and Preston out of consideration, but that still leaves 3 worthy males. I do not think Zach deserves the award for his sloppy political game, and unfortunately Knight just is not as well-rounded, so unfortunately no matter how much I don't like him, I have to say, it's Frank. Frank really annoys me and was vile on this season, but no one can deny how amazing he played this game. He ran this game politically and was arguably the best performer physically. Frank was vile on this season, so I do not want to give him that much praise, but in terms of the rookies, he does deserve this award. Rest in peace, Knight. The second installment of Rivals, we have some very elite rookies. And remember when I said earlier that there is a rookie here, and between her and Brittany, it is one of the best one-hit wonders of all time? Well, her name is Heather Cook. Let me start out by saying, Cook is an athlete. She did not need all of the politics to stay in the game, even though she was really good at politicking. All the girls were intimidated by Cook, and she is widely considered the biggest challenge what if of all time because she only did one season. Cook really showed out this season and proved that she could be one of the best of all time. For the males, it was between Jordan and Marlon, and this can really go either way since they both excelled at everything. So this is going to who I personally enjoyed more, and that was Marlon. Marlon really had a great rookie season that left people wanting more of him. He was able to politic his way to the end, performed incredibly, and got into amazing drama. Marlon showed out this season, and it was his only season, and he placed third in the final. For the final season of Part 2, we have free agents. This season had some interesting rookies, so let's start with the females. We have LaToya. LaToya was a very good rookie in the way where she did not take any crap from anyone. She had heart and beat Jemmye when people thought Jemmye was good. LaToya did not really last long, but she did make a lasting impression while she was there. For the males, we have maybe the luckiest male rookie of all time in Johnny Riley. The reason I say Johnny is lucky is because he was in the draw a lot and kept pulling the card that made him safe every single time. I am not saying Johnny did not perform well. Johnny actually was very impressive and had a great alliance, but I do feel like at some point he should have saw an elimination. In the final, he did kill the mountain climbing portion and ultimately finished in second place. Well, that is it for part 2, everybody. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Please follow me on Instagram at Rookie Revolution, and on Twitter, I am the Rookie Revo. Thank you all for watching, and until my next video, take care.